I don't want a job. I don't want to be a corporate girly. I don't want to climb the ladder. I don't want to be a boss babe. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to be the breadwinner. I do not want to do that. You know what I want to do? I want to be home. I want to be cooking in the kitchen. I want to be cleaning. I want to be shopping. I want to be making brownies. I want to be cooking dinner, making homemade meals every night, almost every night. I want to do all the things. I want to welcome my future husband home from work with a big bear hug and a, hey, you ready for dinner? Dinner's on the table. I want to watch movies with him every night. I want to send him off to work in the morning with some nice, freshly baked muffins. I don't want a 9-to-5. I don't want a job. I don't want to work from home. No, it's not for me. I don't want it. It's not, I reject that. My future husband's gonna be the breadwinner. He's going to bring in the dough. He will be raking it in. And I'll be right there cheering him on as I go buy 17 decorative pillows for our bed. Okay? That's the life for me.
With the rise of these passport bros looking for traditional wives in other countries, it comes at an expense where these women from the West are slowly realizing that they need to get their lives together and start changing their attitudes towards their men. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be discussing the rise of traditional women in the West. Over the past few years, the feminist movement has made significant strides in achieving gender equality. And for years, women have been fighting for equal rights and opportunities in the workforce. However, some women have chosen to reject ideology and embrace traditional gender roles, choosing to focus on their families and homes. In this video, we will explore why this trend is gaining popularity and what it means for the future of feminism. Is it the outcome of these passport bros choosing to find their wives in other countries? But first, let's watch a short video, an example of a woman in the West embracing the traditional role of a woman. So now that you've seen what being a traditional wife means, we will be discussing why this trend is on the rise. And as you can see in the video, these so-called trad wives are prioritizing family, homemaking, and often religious beliefs. And they may choose to stay at home to raise their children, cook meals from scratch, and dress modestly. And this way of life is often associated with the past, but it's making a comeback in the present. There are several reasons for this trend. One reason is that some women feel that feminism has gone too far and they want to return to traditional gender roles. And many women feel that feminism has created unrealistic expectations for women, and they are tired of feeling pressure to have it all: a successful career, a happy family, and a fulfilling personal life. These traditional wives believe that women should focus on nurturing their families and taking care of the home rather than pursuing careers. And in this modern day of feminism, many believe that it has gone too far and has become radical. They feel that the focus on gender and political correctness has overshadowed the core principles of feminism, which are equality and empowerment. While the feminist movement has achieved a lot for women's rights, some women feel that it has gone too far. They believe that women have lost touch with their feminine side and have become too focused on careers and independence. So they argue that women should be free to choose their own path, even if that means being a homemaker. And they reject the idea that women need to be just like men to be successful. They believe that women should embrace their differences and celebrate their unique personalities. This rejection of feminist ideals has led to the rise of traditional women. Another reason for this rise of traditional women is the desire for a simpler, more meaningful life. In our fast-paced, technology-driven society, many people feel disconnected from themselves and others, and traditional women find fulfillment in creating a warm and loving home environment where they can connect with their family and community. They believe that by focusing on small things like cooking or tending to a garden, they can make a big difference in the world. And these women reject the notion that success and fulfillment can only be achieved through career and instead prioritize their roles as caretakers and nurturers. They view their traditional roles as empowering and believe that they are making a positive impact on society by raising strong, well-rounded children and fostering a sense of community within their homes. Moreover, there is a growing awareness of the importance of family and community. Many women feel that the emphasis on individualism and career success has come at the expense of strong family bonds and a strong community support network. For many traditional women, family is the most important aspect of their lives. They prioritize their roles as wives and mothers above all else. And they believe that raising children and maintaining a home is fulfilling and rewarding experience. Family values are essential to their way of life. Also, with the rise of these passport bros looking for traditional wives in other countries, it comes at an expense where these women from the West are slowly realizing that they need to get their lives together and start changing their attitudes towards their men. And the rise of these traditional wives is partly because of their sense of fear that all of their men might leave them and fly to another country and find a better wife. However, with the rise of traditional women, we can't deny the fact that feminists will try to fire back at them and start looking down on these women who choose to be traditional wives. Here is an example of a feminist who backlashes against the traditional wife.
Boggles my mind about the whole trad wife phenomenon. Not the desire to take on a more traditional role or to stay home with your kids if that's what you want. It's the submitting to male leadership that blows my mind. Stay home, have a ton of kids, be CEO of household though. Don't submit to the man.
Something that really creeps me out as a feminist on TikTok is the weird trend / uprising of traditional wife people. I don't know, they call themselves trad wives, and they dress very vintage and like old style and modest, which is okay. Like, you can dress however the fuck you want. But it's the values that some of them uphold. Like, they literally support upholding the patriarchy. That's so stupid. Please just take a college class on fucking women's rights and you'll understand. Like, sorry, bitch. I wear the pants in the relationship. And if you don't like it, then you can't have this WAP.
So these feminists argue that you are free to choose what you want to do in life. And yet, they get bitter towards a woman who chooses to be traditional. They argue that women should have the freedom to pursue whatever lifestyle they choose without being constrained by gender roles. And they argue that choosing the man to lead the house is not the best way to go, but instead it should be 50-50. They believe that women should not be limited to just being a homemakers and should have equal opportunities as men in the workforce. They also worry that the rise of these traditional women will set back the progress of women's rights. They fear that women will become too dependent on men and lose their autonomy. These feminists see the rise of traditional women as a step backward for women's rights and worry that it will lead to a regression in the fight for gender equality. So despite the criticism of trad wives, there are some benefits to this lifestyle. For example, traditional women often have stronger relationships with their families and a greater sense of community. They also tend to have more stable and long-lasting marriages, which can also have a positive impact on children's development. Just to mention some statistics, the highest proportion by far using antidepressants are women in their 40s and 45s, and of course, that is when the childless, divorced women start realizing that their time is up and that their dreams of a family or a good guy now lies in ashes. They realize that being a slave to a corporation has not brought them anything meaningful and that there is nothing they can do to change their situation. So, girls, make sure you make a wise choice when you're young. So, there you have it, guys. The rise of traditional women in the West. While it is still a controversial issue, there's no denying that more and more women are choosing to embrace their femininity and reject the idea that women need to be like men in order to be successful. So what do you think about these new trends? Do you believe that women should embrace their traditional roles or strive for gender equality? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Stay safe and bye for now.